Welcome to St. Augustine this evening. It's Tuesday, January the 16th. It's the Mike Davis Show. We got all kinds of great guests here. We've got our regulars on Tuesday, so we are going to have a lot of fun today and all kinds of comments on current events, maybe even some relationship advice. I'm not sure that's the place to go to for that, but if you're into relationship advice from quite an interesting panel, this might be the place to be later in the show. All right, so let's make some money for our advertisers. We love them, and we've got some great advertisers, including Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. Look, it's going to get really cold tonight. You need Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. Their dedication to customer service is evident in everything they do, from the moment you call them until the time they make you confident and comfortable about the care you receive. They've got a fleet of over 10 trucks and a 15,000 square foot warehouse stocked with parts and equipment. And they're ready to serve you around the clock. And they do mean around the clock. They're open 365 days a year. This year, 366. They didn't miss them. They're open the entire time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's their only day off.
And weekends. And they're a locally owned business for over 40 years. Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call, 794-2665.
Even on leap day.
Hey.
All right, we've got the team at South State Bank. They are a group of bankers that you can count on. Their approach to building long-term relationships with their customers is the best in the business. If you are looking for a banking relationship you can depend on, check out South State Bank. They've got 3 locations to serve you here in St. Augustine, State Road 312, State Road 16, and on the beach. Or you can visit their website, southstatebank.com. They are a member FDIC.
At Blue Water Jewelers, they believe in making every moment more beautiful. From breathtaking diamonds to unique custom designs, they are there to help you shine even brighter. So why wait? Join them in the celebration of love, life, and all things fabulous. Come on over to their stunning showroom on Anastasia Boulevard. Visit them online today. Go to Blue Water Jewelers, where elegance meets celebration. It's bluewater-jewelers.com.
And
Yay!
They're Kresge & Associates. They're a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top-level service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts. They also do audits, reviews, and other accounting services. Business valuations and forensic analysis and litigation support. Bill and Ken are absolutely amazing. They've got a great staff. You can reach them at 904-460-0747 or at abearkresgecpa.com. They're great folks. They do a wonderful job.
They do?
They do. They're awesome.
Yeah, 'tis the season, right?
Not only awesome, this is an awesome day. Hey, welcome to work today.
Yeah!
I hope you enjoyed yesterday off, by the way. We gave you hell for it, but...
Very nice to stretch and breathe yesterday.
Yeah, all of a sudden people are like hitting us up in the chat. Hey, we didn't know you guys were on today.
Neither did we.
And then we found out that you guys are on. Hey, Mark Bailey's calling. We can always talk to him.
Oh, wow. I know Mark.
I know, we know Mark. I'm going to have to let him know if he calls one more time, I'm putting him on the podcast.
But that could be a double ring. That's emergency, right? What's the code?
Right.
What's the code there?
You let it ring once, then you hang up and you let it ring again. So you get it on the second one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you. Okay.
That's him. Probably in the pocket.
You're a bad dial?
Yeah.
You know he has that on auto text back.
What is going
You know
on
what I mean?
with
Like he
cameras?
doesn't.
I know.
I'm adjusting the cameras.
What's going on?
The cameras are all wonky.
Who messed up the cameras today? It wasn't Clay, because Clay is perfect. Clay never makes a mistake. Just ask Barbara Jean.
No, Clay is wonderful.
Clay is the man.
Yeah.
Ask the man bun.
The man. So I have to ask you, Davey.
Yeah.
I know that you wanted to do a segment. Before we get to the question about asking me, can we do the segment on the show?
Okay.
Which is its own segment. New York Times. Last week does a story about Taylor Swift and her sexuality.
Do they own The Onion? I mean,
They should. Aren't they? Isn't it one and the same at
who
this point?
cares?
Right? Exactly.
Now, look, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan.
No, we know
I
this.
am even less of a
But
New
you
York
haven't
Times
given her a
fan.
chance. I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I get it.
I applaud her what she has done with her brand. I applaud the amount of money that she's made. I applaud the length of the concerts that she does.
Right, 3 hours, 3.5.
I
Three and a half
love all
hours
of
is
that
crazy.
stuff, and I think she really does care about her fans.
Girlfriend
But
can hustle.
Oof, without a pee break, I'm telling you.
Why the New York Times?
You know what they do.
Well,
wants to stick their nose in her personal business when it's none of their business.
I don't know either. It's an interesting angle, right? Because, like, who cares? I mean, obviously she's having this ravage affair with Travis Kelce.
We think, but it's none of our business.
It's none of our business, but it's awesome.
It's so cute that the whole like
you see
Letterman
the
jacket
jacket?
situation.
Oh, I love the jacket.
It's so cute. And what's really sweet is that a woman's
Right.
small business made the jacket. And so every time the picture is posted, her husband's in the comments saying, "My wife made that jacket."
I know.
It's so
I
cute.
believe, and somebody's going to correct me, but I believe that he plays for the 49ers and she
think
makes
so.
these jackets like on
Yeah.
the side.
I
She's got a
heard
really
he's
weird
like
last
an
name. I'll
NFL.
butcher it.
Yeah.
He plays for the Kansas City Swifties, formerly known as the Chiefs.
But we're talking about the jacket here, bro.
Oh, the jacket
Yeah,
guy?
this is the jacket
The jacket
lady.
that Taylor Swift is famously wearing
This
to all
winter
these
jacket she
frozen
wore. Yeah.
cold
Oh,
Yes.
it's so cool.
Is made by somebody who
Yeah,
It's
49ers.
made by a wife
49ers.
Yeah.
of an
Okay,
NFL.
Apparently, like she makes
did
all
not
these
know.
really cool parkas that they wear at these really cold games, and only like a select amount of players that wear this jacket. But she's
It's
like,
so-
I'm
it's
crying of
cute.
all. I follow her now on Instagram. She's like, I'm crying with all the outpouring of all the orders. I'll never be able to get to all of them. I got to
Yes.
tell you that now, but that's
Yeah.
awesome. That is awesome. She takes old jerseys and pieces them together. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
somewhere there's a company in Vietnam that's thrilled about this opportunity.
Oh, I know.
'Cause they're
Fast
gonna knock it
fashion.
off.
Here we
Yeah.
go. I know. Shein. It'll be on Shein next month,
2 weeks,
everybody.
Temu.
$29.99.
I call it
Temu.
Temu first. Temu first.
Temu first. Okay.
Yep.
That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Shein or Temu?
Yeah.
Or yours, Wish,
Yep.
comes 6 years later. I forgot I ordered it.
So you're saying it won't be on Etsy?
No.
Well, it'll be on Etsy.
that's more
too.
bohemian. Yeah.
Okay.
But it'll be like patchouli and all that when it's on Etsy.
Yeah. Etsy definitely has a little bit of bark with every purchase. Yeah.
What does that mean?
A little bit like organic.
Granola,
It's very bohemian. I'm making a sign in my backyard.
Artisan,
and-
hippie making
yeah,
stuff.
very artisan.
A little bit of bark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what that meant. I was
Well,
like,
you know,
okay.
yeah.
Or granola. You
Yeah,
could say a little bit of
granola.
granola.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up north, we say bark.
I had no idea. I had no idea. All right. So you want to ask me if we can do a story on the show?
Yeah, we because I wasn't able to do the Golden Globes with you guys
Mm-hmm.
because we for safety and healthcare and purposes we had to cancel
Look at that
show.
smile.
But
I wonder who was the one that was in the text
I was
saying, "What
definitely
about this weather?"
I was the tipper. I was the tipper over. Well, everybody else. However, we can do Emmys.
Amanda was on her way here. I was
I'm
driving
sure.
here.
I know.
I saw 3 tornadoes on the way here, but I
See?
was willing to come here.
I know. I figured our Wi-Fi would be out anyway. Which I have a question for you, sir, about
Yes.
this building. Okay,
Yes.
so real quick.
Oh.
So, it was pouring rain this morning when I got to work, and I had to use an umbrella.
Yeah.
Now, there's a brick lip that goes around the
Yes.
building, right? Why the angle on that, and why didn't you go straight out so I could rest my coffee and
Because
then
if
put
you
my
go
umbrella
straight
away?
out, the
Yeah.
water sits on it, and then it creates a water problem. You want the water away from the building.
Makes sense. See. Hey,
And
DJ.
then if you leave the ledge there, people like you will forget their coffee on the ledge, and then I will have to go clean it up. And so that's the real reason, Davey. It's 100% the real reason.
That's a great answer. Okay. Okay. Now I understand.
Yes.
I thought it just happened to a lot of buildings when they got to a certain age. So,
Oh yes, Amanda for the win. I love it. So yeah, we could do 2024 Emmy Awards was yesterday. We can do best and worst dressed stars on the red carpet if you would like, and everybody can vote yay for 1 or 2 for no if they like the outfit or something in comments.
I like that. Let's do that.
And I also got fresh relationship advice over our siesta break. So
Exciting.
that happened yesterday. So yeah, I
Okay.
got some new ones.
I have a few, before we get to those,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
other stories about
Okay.
relationship, but we're going to do your
ready.
Golden Globes first.
Emmys.
No, Emmys. Wrong one. We missed the Golden
These
Globes.
are TV. We weren't nominated, so you would otherwise know.
Whatever.
Rude. We were
As
snubbed.
somebody who doesn't watch any of the award shows
Rude.
anymore,
I know.
whatever. Right?
You know, it's funny. We talked about the Olympics on the morning show, and
Yes.
people
I
don't
still
watch that.
watch those.
Oh,
No.
you do.
I still kind of watch those a little bit, unless it's halfway around the world, in which case it's on in the middle of the night, and then
Yeah.
I just don't watch it.
What is there a specific sport that you randomly watch?
Women's volleyball.
Oh, okay. That's a great
Well,
answer.
I actually like men's volleyball too. I love volleyball at the Olympic level. I think it's an
There's
incredible
nothing
sport.
like that when the
Yes.
women get into it. Yeah.
Now, a little bit of baseball every once in a while.
Baseball.
Right?
Yeah.
Basketball used to be fun.
Troy's
Sometimes
is
it still
boxing.
is. Yeah, that's so 70s. I moved on from the violence of pugilism.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's an SAT word, pugilism.
Yes, it is.
Get a
I don't
picture
know
of
where
that.
it came from in this feeble mind of mine.
You got to say it before I did. I was definitely about to.
Amanda.
Victory!
Oh, good stuff.
Boxing just, there's never, swimming was fun every once in a while, depending on who was running and how high, or who was swimming and how
Look
high
at
they
you
were.
pandering. Look at you pandering to the kids in the room.
I know.
I was the long race. They would never put it on TV, so there was nobody in the stands. It was like nobody waited for the mile. It was the longest one. They were like, "Who cares?"
Why am I not shocked that Davey had the longest one?
The whole way. Yes, the most endurance. The most. Get a picture of that. Thank you.
7th graders that I work with.
That's why we're
So
here.
what are we're doing the Emmys?
Yes, we can.
The Emmys, and you have, what are we doing?
We have pictures. I can bring them
Pictures
up.
of the Emmys.
We ready?
Okay.
Okay.
All
You're
right,
going to
first
get
one.
a guy who knows nothing about fashion commenting on fashion.
So I want
That'll
you to
work.
pretend that if Darcy was going to buy this outfit, what advice would you give this person?
How much does it cost?
Nothing.
You don't
These
get
are
to
not.
ask those
These are
questions.
actually done, but they're
How
given
much
to
does
these.
it cost?
So this is first is Ali Wong in Louis Vuitton.
It feels.
Did Hunter Biden do that?
No, maybe.
It
This could
feels
be
like
his
two different
collection.
dresses to me.
It does, like the
just-
bodice.
Like I can get the sort of matching two different styles, but I feel like it needs a slit or something if you're gonna have like the granny fabric
I don't
with
like
the
yeah.
sequins. Like
The blue background is everything, but the floral print
Yeah.
is killing it for me.
If it was just blue, then I would feel differently about it. I feel like it also needs a belt.
Yeah, something. He needs to tie it in.
something.
It's something, and the mesh on the top. I didn't care for this at all.
It's too long.
Okay, here's
I'm
one.
just going to tell you, it's too long.
Here's the next one. Aubrey Plaza in Loewe.
Wait, this is wait.
What do you got?
What do I
It's
got?
the one that looks like a Post-it note.
It does kind of look at a post-it
one?
note,
Yeah,
That one? Okay.
but somebody took some scissors to the top of the post-it
That's-
note.
yeah.
It's not like a full post-it note up
You know
top.
what this is?
Hmm.
This is the mice in Cinderella, Disney's Cinderella.
Yes!
That's what this is.
You were so Cinderella.
Nice
You were
to say
totally
it,
right.
Cinderella.
Yes.
This is that dress mid
She's
adjustment.
hysterical, though. Do you know her? Do you know her?
Yes, she is a wild interview.
She's a wild interview. Yeah.
You never know what this woman's gonna say.
Right. She actually called, I think it was, it was Emma Stone that called Taylor Swift an a-hole over the weekend. Just out of fun. I don't know if
yeah,
like a
but
press
they're
conference.
really good friends.
Oh, really close. Yeah.
So question, when she left, was she wearing one slipper or two? Just asking for a friend.
She probably wrote it on the poster note. Don't forget both slippers.
Right?
All right. Next up, we've got Hannah Waddingham
right.
in Marquesa. And this is the lady from Ted Lasso. Va voom on
That
this,
is
right?
very va-va-boom. Like,
Is it washed out, though, with the blonde?
so I feel like the color's not doing her any favors.
Yeah.
I like a cleavage moment, but I feel like they almost look unnatural.
Yeah, well, they definitely are.
Well, I mean, like it almost looks like a silicone piece there.
Right,
Like it
right.
doesn't. They're not. The math ain't mathin'
Yeah.
on how the roundness is occurring in that.
Darcy, buying this dress or not buying this dress?
No.
Okay.
No,
No.
there's too much train to the
Too
back
much
of that.
train,
Dress.
yeah.
And we can't afford a trainee to carry the train.
It's almost like too much frosting on the cake. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much.
No.
If it didn't have the train,
It's
then I'd
very
be fine with it.
1950s, though.
Yeah.
It's very retro, and from that standpoint, yeah, not bad.
Next up, we have Chris Perfetti.
Chris.
Who is Chris
let me-
Perfetti?
He's
What
in.
has he
The
done?
hair is giving 19s, 20s Scarlet here. I feel.
Let me see if I get 19.
He's an actor.
What has he
Not
done?
that
He
one.
is
This one is he
in-
the blue suit.
Yes, the blue
Okay.
suit, dude.
Let me see if I can find him. Sorry, I'm not as savvy on all their names.
Oh no, you're good. I got you.
There we go. Is that him? Oh,
I like Melissa's comment. The green dress would have looked much better in red.
I agree. I
Yeah.
think the
Blondes
green
look
just
great
kind of
in
washed
red.
her
I'm just
out.
telling
Yeah.
you, blondes look great in red.
Yeah.
all right. So
He's
this
in a
is-
show called The Virtuoso. Apparently, it was
Okay.
nominated. I didn't see it either.
Well, maybe that explains the hair.
yeah,
Maybe he's trying
to
go
get attention.
like 1800s. You gotta paste it down on your head.
Not cool.
I'm
yeah, not
I like
loving
the
that.
suit.
No.
No,
Is that a seashell in there?
I don't love the double-breasted suit. I'm not a double-breasted kind of. How about you? You single button? What are you? What do you like?
Not to wear a suit.
Well, if you have to wear a
I
suit,
gotta wear-
I know. If
Okay,
you have
so
to.
then if I got to wear the one that Darcy picks out.
Okay.
Oh, come
The
on.
one that she said.
Double-breasted
I'm
or
not a
single-breasted?
double-breasted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
What
not
is the
either.
double-breasted?
See, it's like the multiple buttons on both sides. Otherwise, you would just have a straight
No,
line.
that's too much work.
Me too. I like them more
I
like
feel like
tailored.
it's
Too much
dressier,
work.
though.
Svelte.
I like the dressy.
No.
So next
know.
up, we have
Maybe I'm
Big
wrong.
Bird.
Dressy is a pair of flip-flops that are mostly new. That's not Big Bird. That looks like a seashell.
This is a very This is from a Barbie. She's also in the Barbie movie.
Is this-
If I put my
Not
ear to the
Jessica
dress, can I
Chastain.
hear
This
the
one?
ocean?
Right, exactly. You could hear the ocean, or this is like what the wind sounds like when it slaps against your boat. Maybe I don't know.
Hold on, let me find
I
it.
don't know.
Let me find it. We gotta.
So,
Why don't
get
you
a
just push
numbering
up whatever
system.
you're in, and then I can go from there.
How many people
Let me see.
are lined up to take pictures of these
there we go.
stars?
And it's all timed out. So you have
Yeah.
a publicist that'll be like,
This
you're at
girl?
6:05, you're at 6:07, you're at
This girl. Let's see. Her?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know how I feel about this dress. Well, I can't really tell because she's waving it around.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point.
If you
you're
have
gonna have those
tassels, then yeah.
hula-hulas, yeah.
I
you're
mean,
gonna
I
have
would
to
do
have
it
a
too.
Tina Turner moment, and maybe it's just that one picture.
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
it's-
I
it's-
like the color on her.
My
it looks
daughter,
lovely
as
on
an
her.
8-year-old, when all of her dresses had to be spinny dresses.
Yes.
And so what does that
yeah.
mean? And so when you spun around, the dress had to kind of spin with you.
Oh yeah.
So,
you want
it's a
a
spinny
nice
dress.
twirl,
Yeah.
Yep.
of course. So I don't know.
Next
I don't know how
up,
I
whatever's
feel.
on your palette.
All right, let's see. Let me see what I got. How about her? Let's go with her.
Okay, we've got Sarah Snook.
I don't even know who this is.
Oh, she's in not
Yeah, that thing that we don't know. That
No,
one.
they won 8 awards over on the Emmys.
Somebody
Succession. She's in
okay.
Succession. Yes. She's in Vivienne Westwood. Oh, may she rest in peace.
Now,
Vivienne
she-
Westwood was like the original punk rock goddess of London
Is
fashion.
she a redhead?
Yes.
She should be wearing the green dress.
I agree with you on that. I think
Yeah.
red on red, that's a crime. I'm not
I'm not loving this for her coloring. It does feel like,
in a different color, it would have been great.
you know what this reminds me of? Jessica McClintock prom dresses when I was going through high school.
God, you remember that brand?
Right?
Jessica McClintock. Yes.
I aspired to have a Jessica
Everybody, yeah, that was like a
McClintock.
Macy's special.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I did not. I did not.
Who do you have next?
Let me see. I think that's the last one. There we go. All right, Jessica Chastain.
Ugh, in the Gucci, yes. So Jessica Chastain in the chartreuse Gucci dress, and
What
that's
color hair does she have?
she has red.
And what
Red.
color's the dress?
It's
green.
green.
Okay, yeah.
Love
She
it.
got
She's
the
a
coloring
winner.
Right. She got. That's all I know.
So
right
Gucci's
there.
winning with the green dresses because if you remember Golden Globes, Taylor wore a green Gucci
Yeah.
dress too. So this is a really big
Little,
color right
little
now.
less lime green would have been okay.
That'd have been interesting if it was like a forest green. Yeah. I
So
was
as
thinking that.
as a chick,
This is called chartreuse.
my question is like, what is she wearing underneath this dress? Because there's like a whole city underneath these dresses to keep every
Everything in
curve
line.
of a
Oh, yeah.
female in place. And so I'm seeing like funky lines under this fabric, and I'm impressed that the sequence can show these lines. But like, I'm definitely seeing like hose or some kind of Spanx seam on her belly.
100%. Yeah.
And she's got. I mean, it doesn't look
I'm not
like
gonna
she's wearing
discount that for her.
pasties on
It's
her.
totally just
on her
one
tatas.
picture,
I'm just
so it
saying
could have been-
it's a detail that I noticed because I'm a chick and I wonder how she's
Can I
wearing it.
just
But that could have
clean
been just
this
one
up a little
moment.
bit?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at her eyes. Okay, that's it. I just want you
Jessica
guys to know. The
Chastain-
rest of that is just
Beautiful
totally
wide
out
set
of
eyes.
control from me.
Beautiful wide set
I want to
eyes.
know how she's wearing the dress. I've got questions because I like dresses and I like to wear them. Where are we
Let's
going?
do one more. Can we do Selena Gomez if you can get
Yeah,
it?
we can do that. There
So
she
this is the
is.
controversial one that's in the blogs today is Selena Gomez
Why?
in Oscar de la Renta. Now, during the Golden Globes, she wore the red dress. I'm sure you saw her when she was
Yeah.
gossiping with Taylor in the audience.
And that, it wasn't.
That was
it
also
wasn't my
Oscar.
favorite.
Me neither. She looked like,
Yeah.
she's just shoved into it and
Yeah.
buckled in. This one also. I don't like how
I
it's
don't love this.
cupping the breasts at the top there. I don't love the lift
It looks
up
like
there.
fingers.
Yeah, it's
it
too-
looks like fingers holding up the tatas.
I don't care for it. And the see-through moment, and the Schlumberger necklace, which comes from Tiffany, I think it's competing with the dress. It's too much.
So that's what I was like. The dress is so dark.
You'll see
to
this
have
on
a
Best Dress
very-
and Worst Dressless.
Yeah, I'm sure because like it's a bold choice.
Yeah.
But I just feel
Why would
like
you tag him into this? Why would you tag him into this?
What are you doing?
Why? What are you doing? What are you doing?
So the light colored metals or diamonds or whatever's going on here just doesn't seem to jibe here.
Right.
I get the like fingers and the patterning but I get the idea.
Wouldn't have been my first choice.
It's not my first choice.
Which
either.
she's the same stylist that does what's her name from Devil Wears Prada, and she was also in Princess Diaries. And
Hathaway, yeah.
And Anne Hathaway's always put together, always on point. So this was interesting to me that they made this kind of, for me, I think it's a mistake.
I'm thinking she just asked for something bold and
two Oscar de la
went for
Renta
it.
dresses. Yeah, too much.
So here's my comment. Rather than all of this time on dresses and suits,
It's
and all
wearable
of that,
artwork.
I would much rather know what these people are doing in their lives to help other people. I'd much rather them walk up and say, "Hey, this was for this year. I did this, this, and this, and I did that, and that." Because to me, that's useful information.
Right.
I really don't care what they wear. It's never ever been. It's just not one of the things I care about.
I'm going to be honest. I want to know whether Mike would wear Tom Colicchio's or Donald Glover's. Would you wear this one?
No.
The red velvet? Are you going to be the movie theater usher?
Where is it?
I've never been an usher.
You've never been an usher.
Not at church or a movie theater. That's a little too
But
loud.
the pocket square doesn't match the bow tie. That was my call out.
Or there's Donald Glover, and he's going for the details, and no socks with his shoes.
That's okay.
Like, I think the dude's cool, and I've liked most of his acting stuff.
This is very.
That's a little much for me. I can just tell you.
It almost looks like what's the Toro? You know the.
So who's you wearing?
A pair of baggies, a pair of flip flops.
Oh, come on! You have to pick between the two.
Oh, between those two?
Yeah.
I got to be the usher between those two.
You're Tom Colicchio.
I'm sorry.
You're not
I
going
can't
for
do
a
the
floral
other.
velvet suit.
I do not want to be a matador. Thank you very much.
That's it, Matador. Thank you for the
I
win.
want to be a matador. I've got all the words today. Matador,
doing great.
pugilism. I've got them all.
Pluviophiled.
Yes.
Throw stars in the comments for Mike
give
and
us some
his big
stars.
words.
That's the in my 12 or some years, 11, 12 years of dance, the most fashion we've ever done.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good for you. Well, welcome. I mean, it's
You survived.
Trying to broaden my horizons.
opening up different facets.
Yes. All right. So I have we kind of do some relationship stories, but this one hit the other day.
Andy says he's staying home.
And it's a political. Andy, invite me.
God
please.
bless you.
Andy, Andy, somewhere there's a volleyball game on. Let me know. So they had a picture the other day of Ron DeSantis at a town hall. And I guess it was a break during the town hall.
Oh.
And he went to go say something to his wife. Have you seen the picture, Davey?
No.
Amanda's going to look it up.
Let me see if I can find it.
So,
where was it?
is at a town hall in Iowa. Ron DeSantis shakes his wife's hand. So he reaches over, he's up on a stage and shakes her hand, I guess, in the middle of the debate, or maybe it's towards the end of it. Didn't really matter. It was the fact that they're married and he shook her hand. So it sent shockwaves, right? Now I don't remember which Democrat candidate it was. Maybe it had been Al Gore. But after one of his debates with W, he was like kissing on Tipper, and it was like, you guys get a room. It was just like horribly bad. It was like, no, please stop. No, stop.
So are you saying there's trouble in paradise?
No, well, they're not married anymore. So, but anyway,
Is that this?
Ron DeSantis is reaching out, and I was like, everybody was aghast at that. I don't know could he get off the stage? Could he not get off the stage? Was he worried about all of that? I get that he was trying to have a moment with his wife.
So
I see it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just him going along. He's shaking everybody's hands, grabs her hand, and lingers.
And she's laughing.
Because he's holding her hand.
Yeah. I think he was just autopilot.
I would hold my husband's hand. Like, he was autopilot shaking everybody's hand.
Right. And he's like, I stumbled on you.
And they lingered, and they're having that moment.
I would have shook my spouse's hand, yeah.
What's the problem? Because she didn't turn her hand, and so it looks like he's introducing himself.
I thought it was much to do about nothing.
It's nothing.
I thought,
it's nothing.
It's coming from Seattle. Who cares?
Yeah.
Please. Go hug a
Seattle
tree.
Times
Go
is
eat more
angry
bark.
about it.
Yeah, I just
Enjoy that granola.
Yeah.
Quit
Seattle.
complaining.
Go charge your car.
There's no love in
Good luck.
there's no love in the relationship. They got 3 kids. I think there's a little bit of love in the relationship if they've got 3 kids.
I think so too.
Normally, the complaint once you have more than 2 kids is, can't you guys stay off of each other? Like, shouldn't they be happy that they're just shaking hands? What's he supposed to do? French kiss her?
Right.
I've taken up a different tact after a while. I was like, well, who the hell do you think's going to pay your Social Security if I don't have kids?
Yeah. That's the problem.
That's very sharp.
Ah, see?
Very
it took
sharp.
Davey a second.
Took
You had
me
to
a
do the
second.
math.
I I know.
You had to put the timelines
The
together.
whole wheels
you had
were
to figure out
moving.
when he was going to retire. Oh, my kids were going to be when he retired, but he got there.
Yeah.
It's true, though. All my friends that want socialized healthcare are childless. And I'm like, so you're putting it on my uterus, which I don't have anymore, to have enough children to pay for your Social Security, your socialized healthcare, all of your retirement benefits, because you don't have kids to take care of you. And if you don't, then that's fine. But, like, why are you giving my kids the bill? That ain't cool.
Yeah, I think it's so awkward if you're in public, right? If he had hugged and kissed her, the story would have been he hugged and kissed her. What an inappropriate display, right? So I just think some of the if you're in that political life in that fishbowl, just like every one of those dresses that we critiqued, right? Why you sign up for that, I don't know. I mean, I like hey, I can't make it to the award ceremony. Just let them know I'm unavailable.
So then you would have to have a proxy to accept your award.
Davey, you're welcome to go on my behalf.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Davey's smile. It's the best thing he's ever given. All of a sudden, he gets to get dressed up and be on the red carpet.
Best job ever.
With holding a sign that says "With Amanda."
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Did you? So the other.
How did you feel about the caucus?
I thought the caucus was about what I thought. I did go back and look.
I thought it was larger than I expected.
There were actually probably I didn't do the hard math. I just looked at it. I think there was probably roughly about 40,000 fewer people at this caucus than there were at the 2016 caucus. So I was kind of curious as to where that was. So I think the weather did have an impact on the overall turnout.
And they can't do it again?
No.
Okay.
No, they can't.
Sorry.
No, they can't stop at midnight and recount the votes.
Well, I was just thinking because of the weather.
It's over.
So briefly, just hopping back to the Ron DeSantis thing. Should he have done what Al Franken did? Should he have done this? I feel like the handshake is a better
That
option.
usually gets you kicked out of the Senate, even if you're a Democrat.
Ron DeSantis isn't in the Senate.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, if you were in the Senate, you would be kicked.
He looks like he's falling in that picture. He was falling down, and then the what was it? The protective gear saved
Ballistic
him.
vest.
One man's fall is another woman's grope. Just remember that. Just remember that, Davey.
I do. I drop the soap all the time.
Just remember that. Another man. Yep.
Yeah.
So no, I
Leaving that one.
Yep.
Leaving that one alone.
I'm glad that Ron DeSantis is. I thought Ron did well. I was really worried early on. I was looking at the returns, and Nikki Haley was in second. I didn't want her to beat our governor. I wanted him to be in second place.
My Judge Judy is backing Nikki Haley. She is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm shocked.
That makes
She
sense.
used to be a Trumpster.
Judge Judy.
Yo.
Judge Janine or Judge Judy?
Judge Judy.
Judy.
Judge Judy. Like the Judge Judy.
There's a Judge Janine,
Oh, I have
too.
to pull up
No,
Judge Judy.
Janine's not that great. Judy is my everything. She taught me how to be a man.
Judge Judy's had the show. Judge Janine is on the 5 every once in a while.
Yeah,
you know that
no.
show that no one watches while we're on.
This is Judge Judy.
Oh,
Pull up
no.
Judge Judy for you. Judge Judy.
Judge Judith Scheinlin.
Yes.
There she is, my hero.
So she's backing.
I didn't know she was a Trump supporter before.
Yeah, she was originally, yes. And then I guess now she's backing Nikki Haley. She just made a public
But that
statement
makes
about
sense because no one that still has a TV show is
She's a
allowed
boss
to
babe.
is
Like-
allowed to say anything positive towards Trump.
That paycheck is like insane.
Dude,
how
I
she
bet.
is.
I don't doubt it. She's been on there for a long
God
time.
bless.
Net worth. Let me
Judge
see.
Judith Scheinland. I'd love to
I've
be your
never.
jeweler.
I watch the show sparingly.
Oh, it's so
Like
good.
I gave up on those dramas when the People's Court was still on.
Oh, remember People's
That's how
Court?
far back I was like, nah. I
remember, like,
I don't
yeah.
need any more
Ooh.
drama stuff.
Judge Wapner.
$440 million.
Right?
That's her net worth.
Hello.
$440 million.
I think she's Floridian too.
Congratulations, Judge Judy.
Oh, I love
That
her.
is amazing and awesome. And you know what? No one criticized what she wears.
No.
Black robes all
That's
the time.
it. Hey.
It's just black robes all the time.
classy
She doesn't
lady.
have to go walk on the red carpet.
Love Judge Judy.
No.
I love her too. In fact,
You
she
can teach
might
a
be
pig how to
my
sing, but it won't.
long-lost aunt.
You can teach a pig how to sing, but you'll do nothing but just annoy the pig. I love her. She has all these
Perfect.
sayings. They're
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's so funny.
So there was a red carpet controversy.
Oh no,
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Okay.
Did you guys see this one?
why?
No, I'm ready for it though.
Oh.
I missed it.
So
Oh, this is a divorce one?
apparently
I
he
saw
said
this, yeah.
the divorce word.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we're divorced or something.
Yes.
And
Or it's just lip readers.
it was
Yes.
lip readers, and they're saying you have, and I'm like, you people need to seriously get a life.
Yeah.
If you're lip reading what people are saying on the red carpet and you're having a fit over it, I mean, I can see him looking at her and go, hey, you want like 2 days of headlines for free? I'll just say the word divorce on the red carpet. And
they're kind of snarky like that, so I could see them actually planting this. I don't see this. They don't care.
I've made jokes to my husband where he steps on my foot and I'm like, that's it, I want a divorce. Like,
yeah.
And it's silly. It's like, we all know it's not real.
Right.
It's just a joke.
I tell my dogs
everybody.
I'm shipping them to the circus. I mean, I'm not going to actually do that, but
That's true.
I could.
Yes.
Yeah, Darcy will make comments sometimes. I'm like, that's grounds for divorce in Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Separate
It's from a John Wayne movie.
When you're in trouble, do you have to sleep on the couch or do you have to sleep in a guest room?
I've never been in that much trouble.
Good for you.
I've never been in that much trouble.
Wow. That's the way to be.
When we were dating, my husband was in that much trouble. Well, we were dating. So before he was my husband, he was in that much trouble once. And he did sleep on the couch that one night, but he told me he would never do it again. He would go and sleep at a friend's house or he would leave. He wouldn't. Now we have a guest room. So, but he hasn't been in that. Yeah. He hasn't been in that much trouble again. So we're good.
I've been in trouble. I just haven't been in
that much trouble. That's a lot of trouble.
We also promised when we first got married we never go to bed mad at each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Barbara Jean fact checked us. Judge Judy now wears a purple robe.
Oh, yeah. She's on Freeform. She's on a different channel now.
Yep.
Okay.
Right on.
Cool.
All right. So there's a movie series, James Bond. I don't know if you guys have ever watched one or not.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
We
We had this round robin.
I liked Daniel Craig.
Pete hates him.
I like Daniel Craig.
He said he was the worst one ever. I'm like, are you wrong? I think he's so wrong.
Early Roger Moore. No, Daniel Craig
was great.
Daniel Craig was more like the original James Bond that Sean Connery was.
Right.
More rough, more trouble, less sophisticated. Roger Moore brought in that sophisticated. Timothy Dalton, to me, I was never a fan of Timothy Dalton. I just didn't think he played a good James Bond.
No, he was kind of a wiener. Yeah.
He's got sort of the
And Remington
Bougie.
Steele.
He was too bougie.
Well, he has the facial features more lean bad guy.
Yeah.
Like there's the villain face and there's the good guy face, and he leans
I'll give
slightly
you that.
more
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah,
Who's your
Remington
favorite?
Steele didn't do bad either at it as well, but I thought he was more in the Roger Moore. Who was the guy?
Remington Steele.
He was in Remington
Pierce
Steele.
Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
Brosnan
Pierce.
as well.
Please.
Yeah.
And
I
he
like
says
Daniel Craig.
Pierce Brosnan is the one he didn't like. I'm Sean Connery.
Sean Connery was
100%.
great. It's the voice.
I have crushes on Sean Connery.
Well, you're going to be surprised. The British Film Institute, BFI, has dedicated. They're dedicated to preserving the heritage of British cinema.
Is
but
that
they
what
have
they're doing?
slapped warning labels on James Bond.
I'm not surprised.
They have slapped them. The titles are included for historical, cultural, and aesthetic reasons, and these views are in no way endorsed by the BFI or its partners. The BFI warned on its website, please note that many of these films, meaning the Bond films, contain language, images, and other content that reflect views prevalent in its time, but will cause offense today, as they did then, in parentheses. Well, in some cases, you weren't allowed to be offended back then.
But I mean, there were so many other movies too. We didn't do that for To Kill a Mockingbird or
They do.
They do now.
They put warnings and context labels
you have to
on
now,
everything.
I guess, on everything.
There's cartoons on Disney.
Really, yeah.
For sure. Cartoons on Disney have warning labels, context labels.
Well, didn't Society kill Pepe Le Pew? Isn't he's canceled, right?
Canceled, yeah.
He got canceled.
Because he was a little bit too handsy.
Well, if Dr. Seuss gets canceled the same year that WAP is the #1 song, what world are we living in?
Yeah, WAP is a great hit, yeah.
But it was kind of a bit over the top, right? You're worried about all kinds of morality and things, and it was a bit over the top in that sense. But there's all the women's names, the Bond girls' names. Some of them were just over the top.
Funny.
Oh, they were
beautiful. Very natural looking.
Yes. Yes, they
Mommy.
were.
My parents were going on a date, and
Halle
when
Berry?
Octopussy came out,
Oh, I love that
and
word.
they were walking up to the movie theater, and a mom drops her son and his friends off at the movie theater to just say you want to go watch the Bond movie, and they're like, "No, Mom, we're going to see Octopussy."
Yes.
Oh,
and my
I
parents
love it.
died because
Oh,
they didn't have
that's so
kids yet.
funny.
It was a word we weren't supposed to say in a sexual content when we were growing up, and then that movie gave you the right to just say it everywhere.
Free will.
That's the name of a movie,
It's
Mom.
wonderful
We have to.
marketing, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes. Oh, Barbara Jean, I remember the naked women swimming. It wasn't just that movie. It was all of the...
Oh, yeah.
What
It's
about-
One of the best intros ever was the Roger Moore, The Spy Who Loved Me. That was a great...
What about Blue Lagoon? Did you see that one? That one was a hot number back in the day.
No, I lost interest in that one.
You didn't
What?
like her?
Blue Lagoon.
With Brooke Shields?
Oh, yeah, Brooke Shields.
Underage kids on islands don't do much for me,
True.
David. They just
You're
don't,
not on the
David.
list.
I'm just telling you, they don't do much
Two
for me,
people
David.
not on the list
I think
right
it's
here.
inappropriate.
Not on the list. God,
Just
these
inappropriate.
The
Stephen,
implication. I'm not on the list either.
you guys, the Stephen Hawking memes and jokes
Oh, my word,
are
it's so funny.
killing me right now. Like, they're so inappropriate, but they're
So-
so funny.
The level that I teach in our homeschool community, we spend 14 weeks going over astronomers. And Stephen Hawking is one of the ones that we do. And so we're going, I introduce all of the astronomers. I give them a little bio background information. And I made the comment that Stephen Hawking had recently, this was a couple years ago, Stephen Hawking had recently had a movie that came out about his love story with his first wife. And they were like, his first wife? And I was like, yeah, evidently they got divorced. I guess he cheated on her. Well, they had already said that like he was in a wheelchair and he had like 3 muscles he could move. And so now all these 13-year-olds are like, how did he cheat on her? And I'm like, change the subject.
Change the subject. Abort mission.
And so that became a joke all year was like, squeeze, squeeze. Like,
So how did he cheat on her, Amanda? Davey and I want to know.
I know how he
I
did.
don't know.
He
I
got
changed
on a
the subject.
boat.
I didn't.
He got on the canoe and went to the
There-
islands.
If you want to
my
see
word.
a really inappropriate Stephen Hawking joke, Greg Feld did one Friday night. It was in his Friday segment, he reads the jokes they don't use Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
And when the picture came up of Hawking and Epstein, the entire audience groaned because they knew something really bad was coming.
Oh.
It was bad.
It's a lot of them are
was-
really
Oh, my
bad.
word, it's so funny. There's this comedian that's, I guess, known for doing puns. And I found his video last night. My husband and I watched it. It's so funny. I'll have to find it. I'll see if I can send it to you.
yeah.
Oh, my word.
So anyway, would you guys, any
memes.
problem showing your kids the Bond movies today?
No.
Age appropriate. I mean, when they're at it,
When they're 4 or 5.
when they're old enough.
Yeah, what do you do with like sex scenes nowadays? I remember I had to put my face in a pillow when we were like, yeah. And then if it like pretty, which bothered me
You know,
because,
I wanna ask
that
more-
really didn't go over
I
well,
want to
did
ask
it?
more questions, but I realize I shouldn't.
That
right? I
didn't go
realize
over
I
well
just
at all.
shouldn't.
Now, did that? I realized I walked into that one like a hornet's nest. Well, let me just.
We
That's
preview
called a
movies.
self-inflicted wound, baby.
We preview movies and we don't show them movies that have any sort of sex scenes. The only movie that my oldest has seen that has like an actual kind of sex scene is Titanic.
Oh yeah,
And I figured that was like
hand on the
that was like the
car, yeah.
nicest, least aggressive that she could see as like her first sex scene.
I want you to paint
So,
me like one of your
yes.
French girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Titanic.
What is your
come
problem?
on.
What are you doing? Yard work? Like you've got to see something.
Yes, he's doing yard work. He loves it.
And then when the controversy came out about it, could 2 people fit on the door? I knew I wasn't going to see the Titanic.
Well, see, that's
Yeah,
because you haven't seen it, and you would know that 2 of them try to get on the door and
Right.
it sinks, so only one can be on it.
Ugh.
You just proved you haven't seen it.
2 people can fit on a door. I'm just telling you, I'm a contractor. I've done the math. It'll work.
Well, you do big doors.
Yes, I do.
You don't do cheap small doors.
With slightly down angled railings.
And I
Nice callback.
Yes.
Nice callback, Amanda.
Yes.
It would have been so nice to just put my coffee there and then put my
I tried
umbrella
to do
up.
that too. It didn't happen.
It's so hard, right? Everything falls. Ugh.
But if you go back and you look at some of the movies we grew up in the 70s and 80s, there was just scenes that made no sense that they had
Yeah.
to get boobs in.
Yeah.
Porgies.
Yeah, to get you know,
Airplane?
I thought Porky's.
There's turbulence.
I thought Porky's was well done.
Oh.
No,
It's very tasteful.
it's very tasteful.
Well, Revenge of the Nerds. My father made me
Listen,
watch
Kim,
that. Yeah.
Kim Cattrall made a career off of that movie.
Oh, yes, she did.
Yeah,
She's a
that
very...
was her big break.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was her big. No, but it was almost
No,
like,
not interesting.
No, it's like you've got to. It's like, okay, we've got a producer's girlfriend. Where can we do a scene with boobs in it? Because we got to get the producer's girlfriend in.
Yeah, you have to do...
Right.
You never saw them
boobie.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl. Mm-hmm. Maybe the boobs, but not the
Well,
girl.
you wouldn't know whether you saw them again because you weren't looking at their face. Let's be honest.
Well, you can definitely trace out and be like, oh, that's so-and-so's areola.
In airplane, it's just, there's turbulence and you just see boobs bouncing. Like this.
Boink.
Airplane was a great movie.
Airplane is a great movie.
Fantastic.
That was the best.
Surely you can't be serious.
The standing ovation in that movie, it was released in like 1980. So disco was still around. So when it's flying into land and there's the tower and it's the voice of disco, we'll never stop playing, and it crashes into the tower. Everybody in the theater was cheering. It was almost a standing ovation.
How did you feel about disco in that era?
I couldn't dance, so I didn't like it.
You didn't like
It's
it?
really simple. I don't, as Troy says, if there's a rhythm, I'll occasionally bump into it, right?
Okay.
But I have none. So yeah, dancing was really difficult.
Oh my God, MacArthur's Park. Like I'm thinking Donna Summer back in the day. Yes.
So are you not a John Travolta fan? Is that what you're telling
I
me?
like the movie. I mean, but if you go back and look at that movie, and I think you and I were talking about it the other day, how inappropriate it is today. There's a lot of very inappropriate stuff in that movie. Dance scenes ain't bad, but the rest of that movie is pretty inappropriate.
Well, there's a lot. So I saw Grease really young. And a lot of this stuff went over my head, and I just didn't.
A lot of the stuff. Obviously, I put my face in the pillow, went right over my head for years.
You are in the same category as Darcy, right? Who this movie will come on now, and there's like words that are bleeped out of it on TBS and those channels. If you're on a different cable channel, you'll get the. She's like, that was in there. I said, yeah, that was in there. She said, I never caught that. I said, yeah, that was in there.
Yeah. There's some movies
As
that
a
I
seventh
only
grade boy,
watch
your
on
job is
cable.
to catch those, right? That's your job. Otherwise, you go to lunch the next day and you're made fun of for not having seen that, right? Yeah. You got.
Well, I saw like Grease and I saw Dirty Dancing. There's so much subtext in those movies.
Oh, Dirty Dancing's so
you
good.
I didn't get.
Yeah.
So it's like I watched it as an adult and I was like, weird.
How many times did you pause the VCR when Patrick Swayze got out of the bed?
Patrick Swayze's amazing,
You know
and
that
I love him.
You know the moment?
Of course.
Of course, that's weird.
I just watched Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, because now I'm older and I'm like, okay, so Sam Elliott is a thing too.
Yeah.
Especially at that point. So like Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott.
He could make a calendar, yeah.
All right, so I've got a show for you to go watch. Go look up the Sackets.
The what?
It's a TV
the
series.
Sackets? Bob Sackets?
No, the Sackets. It was a Western. It had Sam Elliott and Magnum P.I., Tom Selleck.
Oh,
they were both in it. They were both young actors, and it was a Western.
A miniseries in 1979?
A miniseries, yes. And
short
those
shorts?
two are in it.
Okay.
No short shorts, just cowboy stuff.
All right.
Chaps, David.
I mean-
Chaps.
Yeah,
Is that better
All
for you,
right,
David? Chaps?
yeah.
I'm finding a poster. I mean, it's
found
not
my
bad.
dream traps yesterday.
Wait a second. You did. You posted.
Yeah.
The Sackets. Louis L'Amour. Oh,
Yes.
so it's probably a good story.
It's a good story. That's if you want to see a young Tom Selleck and
I ain't mad at it.
yeah.
Tom Selleck and Quickly Down Under. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I guess I got to
fun.
give Westerns a little bit more of a shot.
Quickly Down
here.
Under isn't a Western
They just
exactly.
look dirty. Don't you want to clean them?
There ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of
You
dirt.
just keep digging yourself a hole today, David. You just keep digging. And like you've left the shovel,
There you go, Davey.
you've left the small
I'm
trencher.
very innocent.
You're now in
I
backhoe
will
mode.
clean them with your face in the pillow, and then you can have them clean.
Amanda, I love it. I'm Guadalupe in the streets, honey, so I'm just saying.
All right, so we've got about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Do you actually have relationship stuff? Because if not, I have a trend that's going on.
I want to hear your trend.
So this is a story in the Federalist, which I don't know if it really understands what young people are doing, but it is a story in the Federalist.
They're the pulse of the young people.
They're the pulse of the young people.
Sounds dreadful.
So why Gen Z is ditching the girl boss for the trad wife?
For the Chad wife?
Trad wife.
The
Traditional.
Oh, traditional.
So there's
wife.
this whole trad wife movement where some women are saying, hey, I don't want to work. I just want to be at home. I'll cook the meals. I'll do the laundry. I'll do all that stuff. I'll take care of the kids. I want a traditional wife role. It is mocked all over the place in regular media. Obviously, the Federalist is more right-leaning. So their story is, hey, are they ditching it for that? Mm-hmm. And so it's just a question is, do you see your friends doing that or not doing that? I don't know because I'm well past that stage.
I feel like there's just a divide. I have friends that are just, 100% boss babe, and I have friends that are just not just on either one, but I have friends that that's their journey and that's their path. And I have friends that are trad wives. I mean, I work because I have to. If I didn't have to, then I would be trad wife all the way.
But I have friends too that also have decided to be a traditional wife and like are stuck and they can't get out of it, and it's almost like they feel trapped. So there's that's also boiling. That kind of comes to a point.
I think
of
that was
up.
kind of the why Boss Babe became such a thing.
Right.
Is that there was a lot of moms that kind of felt, not just moms, but wives that felt stuck in the stay-at-home thing, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure from I'm just gonna say it, the feminist movement, that you can't just be a housewife. There's a lot of pressure on women that if you're at home, then what you're doing is not valuable.
Well, maybe they're changing the verbiage of not saying just housewife. Maybe they're saying it's like domestic. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously going to be some twist to the language there. I don't know.
But I mean, my mom was a stay-at-home mom in the 80s, and that was an incredibly unpopular thing. She was a doctor's wife. She had been going through nursing school, and she was still going through nursing school when she had us, and she decided that wasn't her dream anymore. Her dream was to stay at home. And my dad's like, we can make that happen. And so he did. And then whenever they would go to Christmas parties or networking events for doctors and their families, then the wives would, when they found out she was just a housewife, they'd kind of roll their eyes and walk away from her. And so she was just kind of the weird one out.
That's weird.
But there is a pressure, depending on where you are as a woman, that if you're just a housewife, then you've given up and you're sitting at home eating bonbons and you're Peggy Bundy and not doing anything and just like annoying everybody. And so there is that sort of nagging thing in the back of your head. So I feel like some people feel unsatisfied being at home because there's this societal pressure that undermines the legitimacy of the housewife, the stay-at-home mom. And so I feel like there's some societal pressure there that is put on us, or that we put on ourselves, internalized from media, that like we're not doing enough. What we're doing isn't valid, or it isn't important. And I would argue that it's the most important thing to raise the next generation. But Melissa says real feminists only want the freedom to choose. And there is that in the feminist movement, but there was a lot of pressure. I mean, was it Simone de Beauvoir said that we cannot give women the freedom to choose because too many would choose to stay home. That's a quote from one of the mothers of feminism. So there is that pressure that women have to get out of the house because being a housewife isn't enough. And so
not as a housewife, right? I just look at this article as I look at a lot of stuff right now through someone's trying to put people in two camps. Right. So I look at all of my friends, and I have friends whose wives have stayed home. I have friends whose wives are the breadwinner and they stay home. I've got some where they both work. Some of those, the men earn more money. Some of the women earn more money. The key is figuring out what works for you.
It has to.
And the other part of that is, no matter whether you decided as a wife to stay home or go to work, or whether you're the husband who decided I'm going to go to work, if you do something long enough, it gets kind of like, hey, I would like a change. I mean, everybody kind of gets in that mode every once in a while in their life where you're like, I've had this job for a long time, or I've been dealing with these kids for a while, or I've been at work and I wish I was home. And sometimes things always look better on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, the grass is always green on the other side once you water your own damn lawn.
But you know what? You still got to cut the grass, Davey.
Right.
There's still work in that yard.
And that's why you're not watching Titanic.
And that's why I'm not watching Titanic.
Always doing yard work.
I don't want to do the work. But no, I think that when you try to put people into two boxes, when there's like 8 billion different options for how people can work together and live together as couples, I think it just it's silly. Right. And then whenever you judge someone, I think Melissa's comment, and this is why I love Melissa as a viewer and a commenter, is spot on. Right. The ability to choose. And I think that's just an excellent answer in this whole thing. Instead of looking at people, well, you have to be on my side. No, they don't have to be on your side. They can live their life their way. That's kind of what freedom is supposed to be.
Well, I think each family is like a business. I mean, that's you got to run it the way it needs to be run. If there is a breadwinner and you decide to support that person, as like, look at Mr. Mom. What an incredible movie. That was something that we grew up with too. Changing the role from male to female or female to male in that situation. Do you have anything to comment on that? Have you ever met any like stay-at-home dads?
Yeah.
Is that dynamic different?
Yeah, so it was harder I feel like it was harder for him to choose to stay home than it was for me to choose to stay home.
Interesting.
Because my family didn't think that I was less of a woman for staying home. But he had family members that thought he was less of a man for staying home. So they are a homeschool family. And she's in the military.
Less of a man.
So she's in the military, and they have a whole herd of kids because homeschool families do. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
And so they have this whole herd of kids that he's homeschooling, and she's working. And then his wife also has, she's kind of dabbling in the beginnings of a small business, and he supports her in that, and he helps her in that. And so he plays the supportive role within their household. They're a Christian family, so within their household, he's the head of the family, and like they have that dynamic still. It's still the traditional sort of Christian dynamic of husband, head of the household, wife is the helpmeet sort of biblical paradigm.
I'll never get that, but go ahead.
But there's reasons, and we can talk about it, but
sure.
whatever. But it's a thing. But she makes all the money.
People,
I know. That's what we're talking about. We're common ground here.
Yeah, it works for some people.
It does.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but it was really, he definitely had people treat him as less than because he quit his job and he stayed home. And when they had a baby, he's the one that stayed home.
A very good friend who early on when Mr. Mom came out, we're all in high school. And he says, he and another buddy said, I'm going to be the stay-at-home dad. And we all laughed at him, right? Very, very successful, did extremely well at a young age. And his wife continued to work, and he became the stay-at-home dad. And it is absolutely hilarious to watch him. He's great with his kids.
It's awesome.
They both really enjoy the roles that they have. They both do a great job at it. But it's hilarious to talk to him because he's all into doing all those things and really, really a good dad. So yeah, I think everybody's got to do their thing.
Yeah.
And whenever you're doing your thing, if you're happy, somebody else tells you they're not, just don't listen to them.
And if I had the more lucrative career, then I would work and Louis wouldn't have an issue staying home. He's excellent with our children. He's in 2020 when he was furloughed and I was an essential worker, he homeschooled our kids while I was working. Like he immediately stepped into that. So I don't see that should roles reverse and I become the more effective breadwinner of the family. I don't see that he would have any resistance to taking down his hours or staying home if that's what the family needed and best served the family. And I would want him to do that if that was the case, if it was better for our family to do that. So like I don't have any issue with it, but there was definitely some insecurities and some snarky comments made towards my friend's husband for making that choice.
I guess at first that's something that kind of affects the dynamic there, and that probably really kind of hurt his feelings. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, for sure. Because people that he loved and people he cared about were saying like some pretty foul trash to him. Yeah. That, how can you be a man if you're not supporting your family?
Wow.
And he's like, well, I am supporting my family.
What a weight. What a pressure.
I'm doing this job. We chose this. I got this job and my wife has the other job. Yeah,
but it also shows like what their idea of the stay-at-home mom would be. Like that's a less than position. The parent that stays at home and raises the kids, I mean, it's back to what I said before. The parent that stays home and raises the kids is seen by a lot of people as the less than. You're still providing for your family. You're providing in a different way.
Yeah, and I think moms that stay at home right now are doing a phenomenal job. My mom stayed at home. Darcy stayed at home most of the years the kids were younger before they got into school. She went back into teaching. She had every summer off with them. But yeah, I just think it's huge for the kids, and I think it's so important. And you only have one opportunity at that, right? Once they're grown and out of their house, you can't go back. Right. You can't invite them back at 21 and tell them you want to hang out with them and go to the movies because they got stuff they got to do.
Right.
All right, so relationship advice.
All right, we got some.
What do you got?
Okay, we've got.
This is why Pete tunes in.
Okay, good.
This is the whole reason Pete watches
Not for the
this
fashion.
show.
See, we usually say
No.
fashion for the end when people
Yes.
are already tired of us. All right,
That's
so
it.
here we go. My old friend Grant texted me 4 years ago to wish me a happy 50th birthday and suggest that we catch up, but I did not reply. I first met Grant in high school, and he has always kept in contact with me, even after he married. Ooh, it gets spicy. Actually, the last time I met up with him
Danger, Will
was
Robinson.
11 years ago, and from memory, he was almost begging me to visit him and his family. That's weird. We're also the same age and get along well. He is a confident person and a great sense of humor. People gravitate towards him because he's very funny. Last week, Grant texted me again saying it's been a long time and he would love to catch up. I did not text him, so he rang me, but I didn't answer the call. Jeez, playing hard to get, right? I eventually texted him, and it was a great idea that I would get back to him and arrange a catch-up date. The reason why I was hesitant about meeting Grant is because he has achieved so much, and compared to him, I feel like an underachiever and a flop. Grant got married, raised 4 kids, is a very successful businessman, and has become very wealthy. I am married. I've had relationships. Oh, no, I'm not married. I've had relationships, though, and I have no children. I have a respectable job, but never reached the great heights as Grant has. I do own an apartment, which I am proud of, blah, blah, blah. Compared to what Grant has achieved, I feel like I've achieved nothing. I'm sure he's worked hard for his success, but I feel intimidated by it. Is there a way to get out of this mindset? Should I meet up with Grant? Signed, feeling like a flop.
There's a lot there.
There's
A lot
there.
to
There's
unpack.
a lot in that.
Yeah.
Thank God we have a psychology major with us.
Oh, don't do that.
Here we go.
Well, comparison is the thief of joy. Like,
Okay.
don't compare yourself. You
No.
each had a different journey. You had a different trajectory. That's the bottom line.
I'm writing that
You
down.
should be happy being who you are. You should be happy for your friend, right?
Right.
I have friends that have done incredibly well and retired in their 30s. I'm still working. I've got friends that'll work longer than I have, right? I just want them to be my friends. I don't.
Yeah.
My life's just like you said. My life's my journey. Theirs is theirs, and I'm just there to support them. And everybody goes through life differently. None of us have to live it the exact same way. That's what's unique about it. So. I feel like you got she has got herself in a bind
Mentally.
mentally worrying about all that stuff. Obviously, he just values the friendship. And that's all he wants is the friendship, right?
It does sound like an underlining of more there. Am I saying that right? Like there's any kind of
don't know.
infatuation there now?
But if you had a friend who's just always reaching out to you and you never reach out to them, and you feel guilty that you're always the one going, oh, yeah, Amanda, I should have called you back, but I didn't. I have 1 or 2 of those, right?
Yeah.
And I really try to keep up with my friends, but there's always 1 or 2 that I'm like, damn it, they got to me before I could call them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to call them on Tuesday, right? And so you have that. But you just kind of, I mean, and those friends they're still your friends, right? You just,
Yeah.
Right,
they
they know.
yeah, they know. I have to call Davey 6 times to get him to call me back.
Well, I mean, I feel like high achieving people are excellent networkers. And so there are some people that are just very skilled and adept at networking. And that's not like, I'm not meaning that in a transactional way. I'm meaning it in a relational way. Like they're really good at keeping track of a lot of people and being interested and caring about all of those people.
I'm
feel
going
like it's
back
part of
to
that.
what we talked about with housewives. I feel like we judge ourselves by a metric that society portrays, you
Yeah.
know? And you said it, comparison is the thief of joy. I think that is so important. Like the grass is always greener on the other side. I mean, we all have a journey and it's all unique and so special. And I think that if we take out the whole wealth,
Yeah.
the measurement of that, I think
Yeah.
that's so inane and trite and almost like an imbue to who we are.
So this person is single, right?
Yeah.
This person is single
Yeah.
on their own. Okay. And the high achieving person is
Married
in a
with 4
relationship.
kids.
Okay. Well, that means that he's got double the labor. Like he's able to focus on he's able to stay in his lane and focus on that lane. And he's able to achieve because he has the privilege of having someone potentially at home that's helping to support him, getting the laundry done, getting the house clean, or making sure it's happening, whether that they're the one doing it or not. And so like that's a boost. I
Right.
mean, that helps you get further as well. I mean, people work together well as teams.
Look, as long as I agree with Melissa's comment, as long as there's no infatuation there, I think it's fine to meet and talk to one another. I have quite a few friends over the years that are girls, right? That are females, and we've got a great relationship. Darcy knows them all, right? I mean, they're just friends. They're people that happen to be the opposite sex of me that I became really, really good friends with, and I enjoy the friendships with that. And I go to lunch, I call them, I see them, I talk to them. They're just good people, right? I have relationships with a lot of guys that, for me, friends is one of the coolest things that I've accumulated throughout life. And friends that can call you up out of the blue you haven't talked to in a while, and you're just like, yep, you're right back where we were. It's 30 minutes after I said goodbye to you the last time. And
friendship is
really
way
good.
more valuable, and in some cases even more than marriage, because some friendships will last forever, where marriage is so temporary nowadays. I mean, if you really look at the,
You're not talking about these.
No,
Okay,
different.
just
Obviously,
making sure.
yeah, you're cut from a different cloth. Yeah, your own journey. But yeah, good advice. Yeah, don't feel like a flop. You shouldn't. You should be proud of yourself. You have life, and you're existing, and this human being is excited to see you and live in that light, and that's all you got to do.
I mean, the blessing is you have a friend that has followed you for a long time and stayed in touch with you, right? Not everybody has that.
Yeah. Not everyone has friends chasing after them for a friendship. And as long as it's just a friendship and there's nothing there, like Melissa said, then be friends.
Yeah. See if his wife has any hand-me-downs. Wonderful connection there. Yeah.
I know.
Why are you always raiding the closet?
Get the rag and bone jeans.
Yes.
Rag and bone.
Oh, gosh.
The official jeans of the Mike Davis
It
Show.
is 6 o'clock.
What? No way.
It is.
Oh, wow.
We have had so much fun. We have blown through the end of the show.
Fine.
You guys have a morning show tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're working tomorrow? I hear
gonna be
there's
cold.
huge announcements every Friday.
Huge announcements every Friday.
The biggest announcements, the best, the biggest.
The best. So tune into the morning show tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow night. I don't know if it's me, Amanda, me, and Davey, but we'll be back. We got all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, are you going to the Jewel and concert that's coming up in September? They just announced it today.
Is Kevin Costner coming?
No, it's Jewel and Heather is gonna slap me until Tuesday if I don't say
Slap
it. Right.
him into Tuesday.
And Melissa Etheridge.
Melissa Etheridge.
He's like, I will not be there, Davey. It's gonna be a great one. I'm excited about it.
Well, I mean, if Kevin Costner is going to be there, like being Taylor Swift to Jules Travis Kelce, I'll go.
Okay.
Is Kevin Costner now dating Jewel?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I don't know. I'm so glad that you guys keep up with the stuff that I don't, so I can learn things.
She can yodel.
What is that?
And on that note, we will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.